Okay, so this day is just going the same old slow, boring day for me. This weather alert is still on till 5, but it's still just been dark and dreary and yucky and rainy. No big windstorm or anything happening. But when I had said, they're not reporting on the news what's happening everywhere, and so I was like, I'm gonna go on TikTok and see, like, because a lot of times you see where people are talking about something that's going in their local area. I saw a lot of stuff on TikTok, I'll tell you that. So I wanted to come on here and share it. So one thing is there's a lot of stuff going on in like Nigeria, the Congo, all over in Africa. Like millions of people are displaced, and I think it's like 1 million people are killed. It is extreme. It's like 4 different places that this woman was showing the articles, and it just was like what I was saying this morning. I think there's certain areas that are going to be really, really bad. And yeah, they are totally under attack in Africa. It's real fucked up. But, they've been under attack, I swear to God, my whole life. Has been fucked. But one thing that's quite interesting, so this lady, she was talking about something about the calendar. And then somebody in Nigeria was saying something about, well, they're on a different calendar than us. So, because she was talking something about the Gregorian, the same thing about the astrology stuff, right? That it depends on which calendar you go by. So in Nigeria, it's 2014. It's 2014. So this lady, she went and she was doing all of this. Her and her friend were trying to figure out, like, all this stuff with the Mayan calendar and what year it really is truly here. And so how they added it up, that it was 2019, December 31st, was the actual end where the Mayan calendar. And that was the end of that world. And 2020 was the beginning of a new one. And I would say it's the beginning of the awakening, is why it's the beginning of the new world. Because the old world, we were all just playing our parts. We were just, asleep playing our parts. And this is the awakening. And so the awakening really started going in 2020, like I said. I mean, a lot of people saw through a lot of shit all through our whole lives. And, some stuff that people are just now starting to question, like something with taxes. Like, I was always, ever since I was a kid, I was like, yeah, but if they're taking our money, why don't we get to say what they do with it? And I just saw somebody saying, how mad they are that they're paying $30,000 a month for Secret Service to go and protect Hunter in his Miami mansion, which I don't think it's really Hunter. And, I think there's a lot of people, like, if you compare his old pictures to his new pictures, like, that's not the same guy. So, we know Joe's not the same guy, and we know Jill was the babysitter for Hunter. And so, yeah, there's a lot of weird shit with the whole thing. But anyways, so something about the time. See, I mean, you've got people not, see what I'm saying about realities being different in all these different places. Reality is where you are and what's happening. So it's 2014 in one country, and we're still supposedly on this same planet, right? We're all on this planet, but we're all living different years and different times and different realities. So I found that quite interesting. And there was another person, and she was also talking about what I was just talking about, how some people, their awareness occurs when they have an experience. And sometimes it can be using like ayahuasca, mushrooms, whatever, those kinds of things, some sort of hallucinogen that takes you to your conscious to another state of mind. And so, and if you've ever done any, like, everything just looks so different. Everything changes, colors and smells, and everything changes. Like, you have a new awareness of what seems to be right in front of you. So she was talking about something she was saying about 20, or about somebody saying that 3D, I think she was talking about near-death experiencers, talking about 5D, and but that the earth, the earth is supposed to be 5D, but people are going through the experience of 3D, but it really is 5D, so that's what we're moving into. Like I've said, you know, this reality is what I consider hell, because it has the ability to carry so much negativity, and you know, all of these lies and stuff that can't be in a higher dimension, because it isn't an energetic match. It's not a vibrational match, so it can only be in these lower kind of arenas where people come to play those things out. So she was saying, and she was talking about, you know, like when you go into the higher, how fast things happen and the difference with the colors and all that stuff. And so I found that interesting, because it was also going with some other ones I saw where people were talking about the sky. Like there's a lot of people noticing about the sky. And another guy was talking so much about the clouds. Like these cloud formations aren't natural. That's what I've been saying for how fucking long. Like, this is not normal. What's going on? Nothing with the sky is normal. And trying to understand, so is it part of the awakening to just realize that the sky isn't what we thought it was? The sky is just an atmosphere around us that is being controlled by these people who have the technology that, you know, keep us in a dependent, you know, a dependent state, but, you know, we're also manipulated and stuff. And so the stuff with the sky and this moving to this new dimension, and then the thing with time and stuff, I just thought all of these things go together. So interesting. And you know, because it matches what I've been talking about too. And so, you know, I mean, this is you know, this awakening is moving us into the higher dimension, because the higher dimension is a state of mind. It's you got a vibratory match. You know, that's why I say you can't get into the age of Aquarius unless you're a vibratory match for it. You would be, you know, held back by your own intentions, your own pain and suffering and weakness and stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, it's very, very real. Like I see so many people who hold themselves back and stay in their pain because they make it part of their story. It's like a badge of honor to to call yourself a victim or something, instead of empowering yourself and noticing what part you play in your life so that you can empower yourself to move out of that energy. But, you know, you have to face the parts of yourself that you don't necessarily like, that you kind of live more in shame. And I saw people talking about that. And so there's so much with the awakening with people. So many people are really, truly noticing so many different things. And but I thought that's really interesting, this stuff with the sky, because I do think, and the thing about the 20 in the Mayan calendar, and that those people are like a completely different year than us. Like, that is so trippy. Like, oh, and also there is what I was talking about there. I think there's probably a lot of stuff going on with the weather, not just these horrible traumas that they're doing, which that woman was just sharing a whole bunch of articles about, you know, the Congo and Nigeria and different ones where there's all of this stuff happening and displacing people, but they're murdering so many people, huge amounts of people, like 100,000 people at a time. So, you know, shit is going down. And then I saw another guy live, and he was following the tornadoes. So I guess they've got like a tornado fury going on. So they really do truly have, you know, we're all under attack all over the place for all different things, you know. So there is a lot going on, you know. You know, I don't know how bad it's going to get this week. I just hope this is our last week of this bullshit. I hope this is the breaking of the wave. Oh, another thing too, I saw that somebody said, hey, did you know that a size of New York State, just a piece of the ice cap, polar ice cap or whatever in Antarctica, just fell into the water? Shouldn't that cause a huge tsunami? Shouldn't that cause like the water to rise? Like, you know, but they are, you know, they have every intention of trying to kill us. And in their way that they've done it for so long with this reincarnation, recycle, you know, just pulling us back in, pulling us back in. But we also, you know, there's a point to why we do come back in to play all the different parts. Like, you can't just come here and go, oh man, this is way fucked. This is way too hard. And then leave and don't finish with the rest of the group that you're in with. So, and plus, you know that it's not real. Oh, that's another thing that woman was saying, was that the one that was talking about the 3D, 5D and stuff, that the Earth is 5D and something, I don't even know how all she explained it. And I can try and share some of these TikToks so you can go in and see them or whatever. But I'll try and share them in my shorts or whatever. But that she was saying that the 5D, what was it? It was, so the 3D and the 5D, just totally went out of my head what I was going to say. But I will try and share some of these. But there is a lot of stuff going on, and, you know, we just gotta, you know, just keep on trying to stay, positive and, you know, keep working on you, because that's what everything that is happening for you. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you, for this opportunity to evolve, to raise your vibration, to become an energetic match to the new age, because it's not going to be about this manipulation and this way that we've been living. It's not going to be like that. But I kind of now, before when I had said, you know, did we just think the sky looked a certain way because they told us and we were asleep and we just believed it? Because now I am thinking, like, that's the thing. And as you wake up, you just start seeing that it's changed, because there's so many people who you can ask them about it and they'll tell you, the sky's the same. What are you talking about? I think it's part of the awakening where you just start noticing, like, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. This isn't what it used to look like. And, you know, because all of this, everything isn't real. This isn't just some little fairyland, a planet out here spinning in space. And, you know, it's not that. It's a reality. It's just a place. It's a place that you're projected into. And she was talking something about that too, about the projection, but she was saying it like different than what I'm saying. But, you know, everything that we understand is always in the way we translate it. And it's always going to be translated to your own understanding. So, you know, you're going to translate information into the level that you understand. That's why it's important to increase your level, so you broaden your perspective and you have a deeper understanding of things, because things are so much more sophisticated and complicated than what people understand, you know, about this place, about our souls, about why we're here, about this time in space right now, about this awakening and about this ascension and this evolution that we're going through. And so, you know, it made me feel good to see so many people, you know, having that awareness. But, you know, you still see a lot of, you know, kooky shit. I saw some, you know, like rainbow haired, kind of, I don't know, Mork and Mindy dressed guy who was before a board of, it said Plano behind, so it would have been in, I only know Plano, Texas. There could be other Planos. But whatever, it was like the board, you know, the, whatever those people are called that we have to vote on. So we don't want these motherfuckers. And he was losing his mind because they are not allowing, they're not paying for small children to get the surgery to change over. And he was just going more and more on that stuff. It was like, so see, we still have those people who are just fighting for something that, you know, you shouldn't be fighting for. But they're just, they aren't fully awake yet. They haven't really seen or understand what's going on here. So, you know, we're still in this process, but I still do believe something big's going to happen, because it's not going to just be, you know, something over in Africa that nobody's going to hear about. That's not going to wake everybody up. It's going to be something that's really big and scary that's going to wake a bunch of people up. And, you know, it could very well be, before I used to think it was going to be that volcano, and it was going to drop all of that into the water, and that was going to cause a tsunami. It was going to do these massive floods and stuff, and, you know, that would wake a lot of people up. You know, it'd be major panic that was set in if the water was rising like that. You know, and the nuclear thing, I mean, are we still waiting on the spaceships to come shoot at us? Who knows? You know, I don't know what the plan is, what they have planned, but it's always nefarious. It's always out to kill us. Oh, and I did see where people now are saying, so it's not really, you know, that if you did it backwards, the DIVOC, DIVOC, would that be? It's not really that's killing people. It's the chemtrails. And she said she's asking her Alexis about, you know, the damage that it does. And so on her TikTok, you're hearing that Alexis say, oh, and this is another thing. I'll stop with this one. So I guess now if you Google who's the 45th president and who is Donald Trump, it doesn't know anymore. This person's like, there's nothing. Are they trying to remove him from history? Which we know, yes, that's exactly what they do. They change history. And it has nothing to do with what we know. It has to do with what the kids know. The ones that they want to change them into different sexes and teach them how to masturbate at 1 year old. So, you know, these are the ones that they're changing the history for the next generations, not for us. It's a slow roll into that so that they continue to have control. So the awakening is important because you can see where they were heading us and are heading our children and our grandchildren and, you know, these other generations that come after us. And, you know, life has been hard here in hell. So, you know, it's time for us to move into a more heavenly state of mind. And a heavenly state of mind isn't about competition and anger and resentment. And, you know, it's about acceptance and love and unity and stuff. So that's where, you know, if we want heaven on earth, you know, where do you get it? It's your state of mind. It's how you look at things. It's what you value. It's what you see as important. So that's why it's for each of us to take this opportunity of time to work on and understand what is important. If you've got resentment towards people and anger towards people, it's this time to heal it. And it's not so you're saying, oh, yeah, you didn't hurt me. It's not about that. It's about, yeah, I was hurt. That's part of my story. It's a part of what I went through here. But I'm going to accept that and let it go because you carry that burden. Whoever you're holding it against isn't carrying that burden. You carry that burden and it will manifest into physical symptoms. And, and I saw Dolores Cannon too saying that there's nothing that we should ever be sick by. Our body is completely able to heal itself. I keep going and going there. I saw quite a few. And dandelions, you know how they've told us for so long, dandelions are really, really bad and we got to get rid of them. Get them out of your yard, kill them, you know. Well, it's coming out now because there's so many people dropping dead with the heart attack that dandelions are really good for your heart. So gather up your dandelions and, you know, check on your CPR and, you know, prepare for the worst. That's all we can do, is just be prepared and be aware and work on ourselves and hold the faith until we get to where we want to be. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.